behind the music. The person we're about to interview has had his own record label. He is the driving force behind many of the projects that Clear Vision has produced. He's on the boards, he's in the studio, he's passionate. He makes music, and he does more from an authentic place. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go behind the scenes with Scooby.
A compilation of favorite pieces of music, typically by different artists, recorded onto a cassette tape or other medium by an individual.
I'ma bring my skills with ink, cause it's more than a mixtape, more than a mixed drink. My redemption is more than a short change. Bring my skills with ink, cause it's more than a mixtape, more than a mixed drink. My redemption is more than a short change. No promises.
If you're tuned in, you are now here with a very special guest. He doesn't always show his face, but again, his presence is felt through the music community in Tampa and beyond, Jacksonville, you name it, in the South. None other than the owner and operator of Mancave Studios, Scooby Lucious. What's going on, bruh?
Man, just chilling. What's been good? How everybody doing out there? Yeah, it's just been good, man. Really good.
Good to have you. You know, I try to pride myself on getting stories that some people may not know in terms of, you know, what brought them towards what they're passionate about. One thing about you, you're very passionate about music. You have been very passionate about music, not trying to say ages, but again, you know, any person who's been doing music for 20 plus consistently, you know, providing a platform, providing a learning place for young aspiring artists. I always take my hat off too, because I think of them as a pioneer to a generation. And that's kind of what you are, Scooby. That's what you are, a pioneer to a generation of musicians. So again, I appreciate you being here with us.
That's what's up.
So we're just gonna jump right into it. We're gonna start at the beginning. What was the thing that made you start with doing music?
Probably being my parents, probably, and not the way that most people would think. I wanted to do something to make them mad. You know, I was raised in the church, and rap first hit the scene, I knew that would make them mad.
Okay.
So I wanted to be a rapper. My parents told me, you're not gonna be a rapper. So the more they told me I wasn't, the more I wanted to do it.
Okay, let's explore that a little bit, because, you know, parents always want the best for their children, but sometimes they don't consult their children about how that affects them and what they think about it. Why do you feel that you chose hip hop?
Well, first I couldn't sing.
Okay.
And you know, and hip hop was just, when it first hit the scene, it was just like something new, and it was something I felt I could be good at. If I knew I could probably be good at anything that I put my mind to. So that was one thing that I put my mind to, and I wanted it was something that I just wanted to explore. And then once I knew that I was good at it.
So you had friends around who kind of, you know, because everybody has a different beginning. You know, sometimes you got, you know, you're in middle school, high school, you're making beats on the lockers in the PE room, and people are saying, oh, that was nice. You know, tell me the moment that you knew that you were a little bit better than the people around you doing hip hop.
When I first started, you know, of course, just freestyle. And battling back then, it was just, if you could run the block in the battles thing, you was the man. And I loved the attention. The attention of that I could just embarrass somebody. I was a trash talker through sports, and it just carried on into the music. And I became a trash talker at first. I started as a trash talker.
So that was the early beginnings of battle rap.
Exactly.
Okay. So you when a person came against you, you made sure that they not only didn't want to battle you again, but made sure they remember who you was, and the word was spread.
I was rapping to the fans back then.
Okay.
You know, you might have more wordplay or more of this, but if I could get the fans on my side, you'd be saying, ooh.
Okay.
I knew that I won that battle. And that's what it was about back in the day.
Okay. Yeah, no, again, you wanted to captivate the audience.
Of course.
And that's something that, you know, a lot of artists sometimes lose because they want to make the music for them. But it seems like in the beginning, you were still aware of what moved the crowd.
Yes.
And let's move that, because that's a good move from being an artist into making beats and producing. So what made you feel that it was time to make that jump?
Well, it's funny because I've always, it was the beats that I used, when I used to rap, I didn't really want the down south beats. So some of the down south producers couldn't do my beat. So
well, what were you looking for?
It's hard to explain that. If anybody knows my beats, they're a little unorthodox, you know. So I kind of just go off my gut feeling.
Something different.
Something different. I like to do something different. I always thrive off of, I don't like the same, you will never catch me doing the same patterns and same rhythms and stuff. You know, nothing against those producers, but that's just not me.
So I watched the recent, not to compare you to the greats, but again, if you are trying to do things great, sometimes that comes into conversation. Timberland had an interview where he was talking about he was trying to make more with less. And he talked about a situation where his sampler kit could only get 1 second of sample, so he was forced to speed up a sample in order to get more of the sample in based upon the product he wanted to produce in the studio. Was your innovation in the producing realm more of a product of need and desperation, or do you feel it was more of evolution and creativity?
Well, on that note, I've always liked to do. I used to like to do live instruments into my. So I did do samples. I do samples.
Right.
But I also like to put the live feel in.
Right.
And like I say, I love the crowd. And you know, that live music.
Nothing like it.
Always gonna touch the crowd. So a lot of my beats, I have live instruments in them.
Okay.
So that's just one of my things that I wanted to be different.
Yeah.
And it's not the.
Yeah. It's not repetitive. Yeah.
Right. You know, it might be a little off here and there.
Okay.
And you know, and a lot of rappers, they struggle with it.
Right.
So you know, but good rappers know how to adjust.
Well, and the thing is, I'm glad you said what you're saying, because a lot of people are afraid, especially people who are looking for radio rotation or radio play. They're afraid of what is going to be considered as not industry standard. But as you see the things on the radio now, it's very difficult to predict what people will like unless you've had success already. Be sure to look out for part 2 of this live interview with Scooby, Lucious. Again, this is a Clear Vision production.